Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zeng here, and today I have an exclusive battle for you guys against Ryosuke Kosuge. You may have heard of him before. He's really good at Pokemon VGC. He got second at Worlds in 2013, eliminating me from one of the closest semifinals really ever. It was so intense, and he actually finished 5th at Worlds this year, going undefeated in the Swiss rounds. We're both using the teams that we actually brought to Worlds, but we didn't fight in the actual tournament. This took place afterwards. It was just kind of a casual and friendly match. Sunday night really is the night after Worlds where everyone just hangs out and does battles, especially with our Worlds team. So it was really awesome to get a chance to play against him again, obviously, since he eliminated me from Worlds last year and I wanted a shot at redemption. But of course, we're actually good friends as well, and it was just a lot of fun hanging out with him and playing him. You see, my team, Hariyama, got to tell Kangaskhan, Ferrothorn. Of course, I did an analysis of the 6 Pokemon that I brought to Worlds. You can check that out if you have not already. The video was uploaded yesterday. Ryosuke has Garchomp, Mawile, Hydreigon, and Aerodactyl. And Ryosuke's team really revolved around Tailwind. All the opponents I heard that he faced in Swiss said, like, you know, he would just set up Tailwind and use the 4 he has along with Charizard Y and Mamoswine to really beat his opponents down. So I had a good feeling that this would be a really good matchup for my Trick Room team. So without further ado, let's get into it. Now, I know that the only thing I really have to worry against a team like Ryosuke's is not setting up Trick Room, and the only 2 ways he can do that is A, through the use of the move Taunt, or B, through, you know, beating my Gothitelle. But I saw like he had no way to really stop a fake out from Hariyama, so Hariyama and Gothitelle were my leads going into Game 1. This was actually a best of 3 series, and I'll be uploading Games 2/3 later on. So this first time I go for the fake out on Aerodactyl because Aerodactyl most likely has the Taunt, and at the same time I know that either of my Pokemon can actually survive a Draco Meteor or a Dark Pulse. Draco Meteor of course on Hariyama and Dark Pulse on the Gothitelle, so I'm perfectly fine with either attack. As you see there, Hariyama is able to survive the attack with just 34 HP, and Gothitelle sets up the Trick Room. Seeing how much damage it did, that did confirm my suspicions that that was indeed a Choice Specs Hydreigon. This following turn, I do go for the close combat onto Hydreigon. I know I probably actually could have double targeted the double targeted the Aerodactyl with Hariyama and Gothitelle to pick up the KO. Of course, actually, I don't have my Citrus Berry activating originally because of the Unnerve ability, but at the same time, I just wanted to KO the Hydreigon because I knew at -1 he'd actually have a good chance of KOing me with Draco Meteor. Aerodactyl just actually goes for a Rock Slide after I get the Heal Pulse off, and I heal myself to just around half, which is really good. Rock Slide misses Gothitelle, and I'm in a really good position right now. Up 4-3, of course, Trick Room is still up. He does bring in Mawile. Mawile is one of the more trickier Pokemon that my team had to deal with. So I switch in my Gothitelle and bring in Ferrothorn, because if he does target that slot, then he's going to be taking a whole lot of damage with the Iron Barbs and the Rocky Helmet. But even if he doesn't, I assume that my Hariyama is actually going to outspeed his Mawile under Trick Room because he does have Tailwind on that Aerodactyl. And as you see here, Hariyama does go before Mawile under Trick Room, getting that close combat off, doing around 40%, so a decent amount. Hariyama, however, is going to lose both special defense and defense, so it's at -2 now. He did go for the play rough target, however, onto Ferrothorn, so fortunate enough for me there. I would not have minded if he actually KO'd the Hariyama, just because it'd mean that I'd get a safe switch him back into Gothitelle, but because he did target that Ferrothorn slot instead, I'm perfectly fine. He was probably actually anticipating a Protect from that Hariyama, but if you saw my team analysis, I actually do not carry Protect on that Hariyama. He switches out Aerodactyl this following turn. That's actually going to activate my Citrus Berry, of course, because of Unnerve not being on the field anymore. And he brings in Garchomp. And you can see here the power of Trick Room. I'm just able to overwhelm him because my Pokemon are so slow and they're able to outspeed everything he's got. And seeing his last 3 Pokemon, I know Ferrothorn's actually probably got this in the bag already. I go for the Gyro Ball into Garchomp, does around 60%. Close combat from Hariyama, even though at -1, is able to knock out that Mawile. So I'm up 4-2 now, and Trick Room is actually not even over yet. So such a big advantage for me, and he actually has no way to effectively one-hit KO this Ferrothorn. So if I actually just get the Leech Seed off onto, say, Garchomp, this game is pretty much over. I'm going to switch out the Hariyama here because, of course, it is at -2 and I don't want to take any more damage. I'm going to bring in the Gothitelle safely. He goes for the Protect onto Aerodactyl, and I know that Aerodactyl is not a threat at all at this point, so I did just target the Garchomp with the Gyro Ball. There was really nothing Aerodactyl could have done there except maybe a Sky Drop, but at this point I'm really saying there's nothing Aerodactyl can do that can really threaten my team, and he doesn't Protect with Garchomp, probably just trying to get the Earthquake off. So 4-1 at this point, and it's Gothitelle and Ferrothorn against the Aerodactyl. He does go for the Rock Slide, of course, you know, his only chance of winning just getting a billion flinches, but fortunately Gothitelle is able to attack through with that Psychic, and that's going to do a decent amount. And Ferrothorn is able to close the game off with the Gyro Ball, so a pretty quick 4-0 win for me there, actually, as Ryosuke had no way to effectively deal with my Trick Room. He actually said after this battle that he, one, was not expecting Trick Room at Worlds at all in the first place, and two, he had no way to stop it, so it was kind of why I was able to overwhelm him so quickly. You know, maybe had he targeted the Hariyama instead of the Ferrothorn with Play Rough that turn with Mawile, things could have played out a bit differently, but I still think I had a huge advantage at that point, and that Ferrothorn switch in really saved me since it allowed me to 2-hit KO the Mawile with close combat. So yeah, you know, this is just a taste of how the team is really like when it gets the Trick Room mode set up. Hariyama and Ferrothorn in combination with God's Tail, super powerful. Didn't even need to bring my Mega Evolution Kangaskhan in this game. So yeah, I'll be uploading game 2 tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoyed this battle. Like always, leave a like if you enjoyed it. 500 likes is the daily like goal for daily uploads, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.